Hey, good morning. It's morning for me. Thanks for tuning to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. Hope you're doing great. Well, just thought I'd talk about a couple things. One of the things is in the past week, I've noticed the sun's been a lot brighter. So the sun definitely seems, very, very, to say it again, it seems bright. It's very light bright. So in New York, where I'm based out of, it's going to be 76 degrees today, and it's November. So this is kind of weird. And no one seems to notice or mentioning anything about this strangeness going on. Now, I've mentioned in some of my earlier videos about frequency. When frequency rises, things happen differently. So if our, frequency changes, and frequency changes throughout everything, we're going to perceive things differently. Like, light itself. Coming from the sun, we might be perceiving it. Now with time, if time's involved with that equation, are we moving faster through time itself? Now when I did I looked at, before it changed, I looked at oscillations of frequencies of quartz crystals, and they used to oscillate at a certain frequency, and now they oscillate at a different frequency. So when you have a lower frequency for an oscillation that's a constant, what that means is we're catching up to that frequency. So it's the reverse of what you might think. I talked about this before, about the scientists at Yale talking about how they think a lot of turbulence in the outer atmosphere when a plane's flying, a lot of that might be due to time shear. So time is actually definitely, I wouldn't say definitely, but my conjecture is something's happening with time and space. When the frequency rises, one of the things I was thinking about, when frequency rises, what happens? So the dark matter in the universe, some scientists are conjecturing, are matter, is information. So when we erase information, it leaves a heat signature. It has a weight to it. All information has a correlation to our physical universe, and that actually has a weight, and weight would denote gravity. So as we have more information comes out, it gets greater in density. Now, I was thinking about in relation to changes that I've seen, and for instance, Ulgamagi, I think is the name. Sorry if I'm mangling your name. Maybe you want to send me a pronunciation. I know sometimes he watches his channel, a really cool channel. He talks about in the past how videos and movies he's noticed have gotten darker. Well, as we're getting into an information dense area of the universe where the frequency's higher, it has to drain that. It only has so much area, so it's gonna be sucking some of that energy out of places that it doesn't need to be. For instance, the past. So if we're noticing the past that is being darker in videos, and there's literally, I shared it once, I deleted it because it freaked me out, but there was NASA footage of Apollo lander, and half of it was pink. It just turned pink, and turned red shifted. So when something red shifts, it means we have a time dilation factor. So when you notice that a lot of movies in the past have shifted color spectrum, that would mean that the information is getting denser now, especially with all these quantum computers and everything. So that's going to be sucking all the information dense matter into our present moment versus other moments. And so certainly you're having a richer experience. My other thought is about it that sometimes there might be a cascade effect. So what that means is, if you want to have a total 3D experience, okay, that you're into the now moment, but you can't handle as what I'm saying is, as a matrix, as reality, you can't handle everybody being in that system. It's overloaded it. So what you would have is, you'd have a virus like the C virus, and then it takes away, for instance, some people's ability to smell, because it just couldn't handle that sensory overload for certain individuals. Now, I met my first, not first, but I verified it was an NPC last week, and I just knew these people were NPCs. It just was really weird. Very wooden responses, very very wooden, very wooden. It was weird. I just prayed for, I'm in sales, so I prayed for a sale, and then these people, walked in. Now, sometimes I could see when people are, what I would call fake, because the last name is totally fake. Like, you just tell. It's like literally you'd say like faker or something, So I'd be like, oh, okay, this is fake. But these people are definitely crazily fake. Like, I had there was changes in the physical body, and I was following this doctor for a while, and his name was I talked about this before, Dr. Mandela, and his first name was A. So his name was Mandela. It was just like Mandela E. It was AE. So it's like Mandela AE, like Mandela Effect. And he was a doctor talking about newer changes, but he didn't know he was talking about changes. He was just talking about certain things. You press here on your hand, it does something, and I was like, that didn't used to happen. So that's very interesting. But I thought I'd talk about some of the things, some of my ideas while I'm driving to work, because, and I'm in a good mood. Now they're going to be pointing a light or whatever it is at my head and taking my temperature, which I said is a mark. So they're going to be marking my forehead or my hand when I get to work. So I'm not really excited about that. It's hard for me to quit right now. So this is what it's like when someone's going to their job and about to get marked on their hand and their forehead. So this is really not cool. And how'd you think it was going to happen? Did you think they'd put a chip in your hand or in your forehead? Did you really think that with the mark of the beast? No. So as I mentioned before, the beast exists according to biblically in the Bible in hellfire. So hellfire is actually a temperature, and if you look at the double split experiment, It's the observing of that, which is changes the quantum signature of that event. So someone pointing a whatever it is, a gun, heat temperature at my forehead and taking a quantum signature of that, my temperature is actually a mark, and that's doing things. So, people just see surface information. I'm seeing deeper information, obviously, about that, and it's not really cool. People's temperature, there was a Mandela effect that everybody's temperature changed as well. So it was 98.6 degrees, now it's something else. So when we look at our temperature across the board, and then they're going to be taking all that data and they're going to say, oh, everybody's temperature is a different way. And, it's just another tool for bad things to happen. So I'm not really excited about that at all. Kind of down about this whole situation. Believe me, I'm trying to get out of this, and I had a headache after the last time it happened to me. It was Friday, I think. Friday afternoon. It was all day Saturday and all day Sunday I had a headache. Finally, I woke up, no headache. But I'm going to see if... I don't expect to feel anything this time, honestly, because when I was with the Native Americans and I did a lot of sweat lodges and I got pure, then I went through an IR sensor at a store and I felt it was like a zap. And then I walked back and forth through the same area again to see if I could feel it again. Nope. You know why? Because I match frequencies with it. Once you match frequencies, it doesn't bother you anymore. What bothers me is matching the frequency. I don't want to have my frequency matched with a scanning sensor on my forehead. I want to be different. So when one of the angels, I guess, of the apocalypse is coming around saying, I'm going to, visit some bad stuff on people, I don't want that, and you shouldn't either. I teach meditation and mindfulness and everything, so I'm not trying to come from fear, but I'm trying to do positive stuff for people. And part of this channel, I wanted to say, publicly here, I wanted to be a positive person and a role model, so when people have these things that upset them, they can come to me and help them, because I used to be a counselor. You could take the boy out of the hospital, you can't take the hospital out of the boy. I was a mental health worker. I worked in the psychiatric field for many years. I've been evaluated, by the way, because I worked there, not because I had an issue. And I am totally normal. So something to mention. I've been through extensive psychological testing, and I am normal, which a lot of people are not. If you take out of every 100 people, I think it's like 70 or 80% have some kind of psychological issue, which I'm not putting down. I'm just saying it's very common. I don't have any. And anyway, thought I'd talk. I gotta go. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.